Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to another Hero House Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about Masters of the Universe Revelations Part 2. It came out yesterday, as of the airing of this video, and I was willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. I was so interested to see where they would go, if they could salvage the numerous mistakes they made in Part 1. I know in Part 1 I discussed, trying to just move past this, not really giving it any notice because it's such an obvious cash grab and just feeding off so much of the issues and debate surrounding the various topics it tries and fails to cover. But even from a storytelling perspective now, it's just fundamentally failed. So much of the humor in this season falls completely flat. They introduce plot lines and resolve them in the same episode, which, if you're doing that well, is okay. But in a show where you only have 5 episodes to work with, and they're only like 20 minutes apiece, you've got to stick to some sort of thematic point and know what that point is and execute it well. In this, it just feels like they're throwing in random plot points constantly and just trying to directly just manipulate your emotions without putting in any of the hard work. So, showing a touching scene between a father and his daughter, or a father and son, without any real build-up to it, and just having them say lines that aren't even that well written to try and evoke emotions. It was just, they wanted to be profound but didn't know how to do it. So they were just addressing topics that can be explored well, but not actually exploring them well. Which is really upsetting because the actual animation of the series, the team who made this visually deserves so much congratulations because it looks spectacular. The fight sequences are really well choreographed, and when we do see, He-Man and Skeletor going into action, whenever anyone goes into action, but like specifically Skeletor's battle scenes stand out, it's so cool. But then, the voice cast is hit and miss for me. Man-at-Arms is still a standout character from the piece. He's done really well. Teela, no. Setting aside all the debate about Teela being the main focus, she is the main focus. But, I don't care about that decision. If they'd done it well, I would have been happy with it. But it's just not executed well. Her character's not written particularly well. Evil Lynn's arc is definitely interesting and engaging to see. I loved the portrayal of Evil Lynn in this. There is, a fairly decent plot swerve. I'm still not sure how I feel about it entirely. But, the trailer, people thought that the trailer was showing us this whole season. The trailer's not. There are surprises in these 5 episodes. But saying that, the ending fundamentally just feels very flat. Very, very flat for me. Specifically, one character just shows up who just should not have been the linchpin. It just feels gratuitous, and yeah, it's just really disappointing because I think the people who animated this clearly love the source material, or just love their jobs and made, the point of doing the best work they possibly could. But the writing is just bad. Some of the dialogue especially is just really, really weak. And I hate blasting something, critically. But this one, it just feels quite lazy, or that they didn't... If it's not laziness, they just didn't have a handle on what story they wanted to tell. I can see maybe there was, a studio impacting it. There's, one line in, specifically where it was included after all the complaints as, a direct take that to the complaining audience. But it doesn't feel deserved in any way. And it's just tacky, and it undercuts a whole lot of the plot. I mean, I'd like to do a spoiler one so I can tell specifically the moments and take it apart piece by piece. But at the same time, I'm not going to, give this that much exposure. They hint at a season 2. I don't think anyone really is going to want it. Some people might. But I don't think this is going to be a work that people are clamoring to see more of. It's an interesting interpretation, but it can't decide whether it wants to be a grown-up version of Masters of the Universe, or if it wants to be a childish version of the Masters of the Universe, because whenever it tries to go too adult in terms of, responsibly handling difficult subject matter, it's terrible. But they're very happy showing gratuitous death and that sort of stuff. So, in many ways, it's just a childish work, which is maybe one of the biggest issues. It's a childish work trying to be profound, and it just doesn't have the skill and nuance necessary to make what they've introduced matter. But yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that. I mean, again, still, my one thing is Skeletor. Mark Hamill was not a good choice as a voice actor. I'll die on that hill. He's just playing the Joker. It's not iconic. It's not distinctly Skeletor. It's just Mark Hamill putting the Joker's voice onto Skeletor. And that will be my last remark on this. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, we have Hero House, Figure Fights, Top 10 list, ranking list, the Wreckers, just loads of content to enjoy. And also, don't forget to head to Amazon and buy a copy of my book, Knaves on Waves. I'll put the link in the description below. But yeah, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you again. Thanks for your time and all the best. Bye!